Look at this, dearie. This kind of hand mirror has become the latest fashion. Oh, it's a trifling thing, but people like me have to stay in the loop to make a living. Come here, gaze into the mirror and fix your hat. What do you see? Do you like what you see? Is that so? Oh, has something gone wrong? Did an old lady like me waste her money? Or perhaps what it reflects is the truth. The mirror shows reality. Nothing more, nothing less. So it may be that there is nothing to see. Or it may be something that can't be seen. But things change, darling, especially in this city. Like an avalanche taking everything in its path, changing them irrevocably and inevitably. So next time when you look into a mirror like this, you may just see something else. Be patient. So in the warmth of spring, the ice cracks deeper. One splinters into two, and each begins to splinter again. They set up the mirror and lift the cloth, exposing to light the good, the bad, and what lies beyond them both. Then the factions split and then split again. Secessionists, by their nature, are not in the business of keeping things together. They won't stop the fractures. They can't. In lifting the cloth, in seeing their reflection, they scatter themselves like dandelion seeds in the wind. Oh, I don't know where, but I do know what they're doing. Some of them still paint with gold leaf. Others believe they must depict what is real. Some depict the ravings of their dreams. Some seek to change the streets into works of art, and others drive out all meaning from their work. The only time they ever reach an agreement is just before they lift the cloth from the mirror. Before the Potemkin village with all its empty facades moves somewhere else, some of them might just achieve their ends. To be like the golden cabbage, sitting atop its dome over the ring road. To be recognized by everyone. Let's start our conversation with a simple exercise. First, please repeat after me. Dittersdorf. After all the days you've spent in Vienna, you should be familiar with the name. Tell me, how do you feel about it? Nothing, indeed. Well, you've become numb to it after hearing it so many times. On the street corners, in the cafes, every place you go. You can't blame them for that. Most, at least, speak kindly of them, so long as you don't pick up on the venom hiding in their words. These days, to be an opera singer is more glorious than any noble title. It supersedes them all. The Dittersdorfs are the true nobles, the ones who can create art through channeling. Oh, of course! Well then, high time to tell you about them. Vienna, at present, is a splendid, crumbling house. Whenever the waltz starts playing, the roof trembles along with the music, while the dancing crowd, and funny that it is a crowd, none of them dare look up at it. The people here live in identical pretty little houses, the social classes smoothed out like butter on a cake. Now, works of art become their icons, and in their madness, they scramble to make these beautiful, dazzling things. The Dittersdorfs, nobles who can perform channeling, are made to perform like dancing animals in a circus. Businessmen and nobles clamoring to sponsor their performances in order to glorify themselves. The noble ladies prefer to curate the finest acts, highlighting their good taste and fashionability. while the lordlings seem to prefer new and hidden talents as some example of their virtue. How then could a good singer ever miss a performance? But she must to take her chance, seizing the lovely bird in her hand. That poor, noble little bird, because people said that she was born with madness. And it is in this act of fighting against her madness that she proves herself proper among the noble ladies. She knows better than anyone why a piece of art is valuable, and how to make it worth even more. The Danube, a river born from dewdrops grown into a mighty course, she is a mother to many children, and all are eager to be fed. Here is the Empire, founded by two of her strongest children, a rich and admirable duo. There's an alluring charm to the music of Music Varen, captivating everyone who visits this place. I can talk about its art all day, and that's just the beginning. There are 11 children in this empire. When bound together, they are invincible. Their enemies will face catastrophe. See their flourishing cities, the cheering citizens? Even the chirping birds are singing a song of a land of freedom. Oh, you're familiar with the devil's in the detail. That's no small task. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link, an age-old story. Oh, you're here? Not a good time. As you can see, my eyes are barely open. In the blink of an eye, my dream slips away like a deer into the deep of the forest. Huh? What kind of a question is that? You make it sound like me dreaming is the most ridiculous thing in the world. I have to remind you, except for some outdated wisdom, there is nothing different between your head and mine, dearie. I'm as curious about that as you are. You could always allow me to return to my soft bed to try to summon that dream again. Oh, but even then it likely won't be the same dream. See, we seldom remember our dreams, and even what we don't forget can be hard to understand. And that's why we need a dream interpreter. A doctor that values Shakespeare above his patients and cigars above his own career. A doctor like Sigmund Freud. He lures out forgotten memories from your past through a technique called free association. Through this, he can reveal what makes you who you are. All you need to do is to lie on the sofa and spill out your thoughts like old milk. Once you do that, your mental health will surely improve. The sleepwalkers stop falling out of their beds. The hysterical go back to their sewing. With enough time, maybe Nietzsche could write a comedy. But what about the medical journals, you may ask? He must have released them. Otherwise, how could we prove the effectiveness of his treatments? And he has. You can read them in journals, in the textbooks, and hear them in the chattering of medical students. Your name will be blacked out on the pages by then, but your dreams will become the latest gossip on everyone's lips. Oh, my dear, all medicine has side effects. The best medicine is bitter to the taste. It must be tolerated for the sake of the treatment. How else will these patients free themselves from their mental cages of unconscious desire and delusion? It really is the smallest of prices. A mere coffee stain on your shirt, just telling a few people about an unlucky moment or two. Besides, the patient is not given a name. The true protagonist remains a secret between you and the doctor. Perhaps you're right. It's not the only way. Come, listen. Do you hear that? That shrill, piercing sound of metal on the skull? The blood-curdling screams. Even the strongest soul would quake in fear. But this is the other way. However, funny enough, some people prefer the pain. It ends faster than a hard talk with the doctor.